Okay, so it really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? Thailand, super digitally active country.
Mm-hmm.
But how they're actually using marketing automation,
Mm.
it's surprisingly different from what we generally see in the West.
Yeah, the source mentioned under 40% adoption. That's quite low.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's try to unpack why those standard Western marketing automation playbooks just aren't, well, hitting the mark in Thailand.
Right.
And maybe more importantly, figure out what does work for a market like this.
Mm.
That's really our mission today for you listening.
Precisely. We're diving into this article from early March 2025. It's titled Thailand, the next big market for marketing automation.
Okay.
And it really focuses in on the unique bits of Thailand's digital scene.
Right. So the big question we're tackling is, how can businesses actually do marketing automation effectively in Thailand?
Yeah.
Really taking into account their specific digital world and how consumers behave there.
And what's fascinating, like right away, is this paradox almost.
Yeah.
Globally, marketing automation's huge, right?
Yeah.
But Thailand, it's been slower to catch on.
Hmm.
The article points out a few initial hurdles. First, just limited awareness, maybe, and expertise in automation among businesses there.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Second, there's this really strong preference for like relationship-based marketing, personal engagement.
Ah, okay. So less automation, more face-to-face or personal chat.
Kind of, yeah. It feels maybe at odds with purely automated stuff. And third, which is understandable, concerns about cost and complexity, especially for, smaller businesses, SMEs.
Yeah, you can totally picture a local shop owner thinking, is all this fancy tech really better than just talking to my customers?
Exactly.
But here's the twist, right? Despite that slow start,
Mm-hmm.
the article says there's a big shift happening. Like over 60% of Thai businesses are actually planning to invest in automation by 2026.
Whoa, okay.
There's-
That is a huge acceleration.
Isn't it?
And it just hammers home that key point. You cannot just lift and shift a Western strategy.
Right.
Localization is everything. You got to tailor it.
Absolutely. And speaking of tailoring it,
Yeah.
let's talk about the elephant in the room in Thailand's digital space.
Line.
Ah, yes. Line. The article pretty much positions Line as the main engine driving this automation growth. It even mentions Crescendo Labs specifically, with their AI stuff for line automation.
And this is such a crucial point to get. Line isn't just like another messaging app in Thailand.
No.
It's the platform, the central hub. Over 50 million active users.
Wow.
And it's not just the number, it's how deeply it's woven into everyday life, communication, shopping, even government stuff. So it's just the natural place for marketing. It's different from how we might see messaging apps used in, say, the US or Europe.
Totally. And the article gets into some clever ways businesses are using line automation. Things like automated chats that still feel kind of personal.
Right.
Targeted promotions right in the chat, using AI to really understand customer segments, all happening inside Line.
Mm-hmm. And that Crescendo Lab platform, MAC, it sounds like it pulls everything together.
Yeah, like a command center.
Connects to your CRM, handles the AI chat, pushes out those targeted offers within Line.
Makes sense.
And they give real examples too, like in retail and e-commerce. Think automated promo messages in chat or reminders if you left stuff in your cart.
Oh, the abandoned cart savers.
Right.
Classic.
Yeah, and even AI suggesting other things you might like. Upselling, basically.
Smart. What about other sectors?
Hospitality and travel use it for like instant booking confirmations, loyalty programs that feel custom, personalized travel ideas.
Nice.
Even financial services are using it. Automated lead nurturing, fraud alerts.
Oh, fraud alerts via Line. That's useful.
Yeah, and chatbot customer service, available 24/7.
Okay, so it really paints a clear picture. The engagement is happening online.
Definitely.
So the big takeaway here for you has to be, if you're looking at automation in Thailand, Line needs to be priority number one. Maybe even forget email for a bit. The actions where the chats are.
Exactly. Which leads us nicely to contrast that with email, the channel that's often the default starting point in the West.
Right.
The article makes it pretty clear that email automation, struggles in Thailand.
It kind of flips our usual script, doesn't it?
It really does.
The article gives some rough numbers like email open rates below 15%.
Yeah, significantly lower than the US or Europe.
Wow. So why is that? What's the main reason behind that, besides just, people not being used to it?
Well, a huge factor is Thailand's massive mobile-first culture. The article says over 90% of digital interactions are on mobile apps.
90%, okay.
So people are just living in apps like Line. Email feels separate, less immediate.
Right. And maybe trust issues too, like spam.
Definitely. Spam concern, general distrust of promotional emails. It all adds up to lower engagement.
Okay. So if email's not the answer, what is working besides Line? You mentioned SMS.
Yeah, SMS performs surprisingly well. But the article mentions open rates over 90%.
90.
Within minutes. It's almost instant.
That's incredible.
And then back to Line. It's conversational style, especially with AI chat layered on. That just drives much better engagement. It's meeting people where they are, how they like to communicate.
Real-time interaction.
Exactly. So the clear message for you, if you're strategizing for Thailand, is prioritize Line and SMS automation. Maybe seriously dial back the focus on email compared to other markets.
Okay, now this next bit is really interesting. It gets into the psychology, the importance of the human touch in Thai automation.
It's not just about the tech working, it's how it feels.
Right. Does it feel like talking to a person or a robot?
Exactly. And the article suggests Thai consumers really value that personal connection, maybe even more than in some Western cultures.
Does it react better if the brand interaction feels human?
Seems so. Less receptive to purely robotic, automated flows. They want that sense of connection.
And that preference probably explains why conversational AI is so effective there.
Absolutely. Chat-based interactions, whether it's online, Facebook Messenger, even TikTok.
TikTok, too. Interesting.
Yeah, those tend to get much higher conversion rates than, say, a one-way automated email campaign.
So it's about dialogue, not just broadcasting information, like having a real chat, even if AI is powering it.
Precisely. It feels more engaging, more two-way.
Makes sense.
And they also mention integrating this chat automation with local influencers.
Oh, how does that work?
It seems like a way to build trust. You combine the automation with a familiar, respected face, adds credibility.
Smart. Okay, so the big lesson here isn't just automate stuff. It's focus on these conversational AI strategies. Make it feel like a real interaction, not just a rigid sequence.
You got it. Less robotic, more relationship focused.
Which leads us to, okay, how do you actually build a successful automation strategy for Thailand? Because the article keeps saying, don't just copy the Western model.
Right. It won't work nearly as well.
So what are the key steps then? What should you prioritize if you're doing this in Thailand?
Okay, the article lays out a few core things. First, absolutely prioritize investment in Line and SMS automation.
Like the tools and platforms.
Yeah, things like a good Line CRM, effective chatbots, AI tools specifically built for Line and SMS. That's foundational.
Got it. Line and SMS first. What else?
Then really lean into that conversational AI we were just talking about. Focus on interactive, real-time chats.
Not just drip campaigns.
Exactly. Less of the old school email sequences, more dynamic conversation.
Okay. And using AI chatbots strategically.
Yes, use them to personalize the experience, but, and this is key, make sure they still feel somewhat human and authentic.
That's the balancing act, isn't it? Automated efficiency, but with a human feel.
It really is. And the article also flags that trend of blending automation with influencer marketing.
Right, you mentioned that. Automating parts of influencer campaigns via Line or TikTok Shop.
Yeah, seems to be a growing area. And finally, something critical everywhere, but maybe especially here, tracking your first-party data.
Using things like AI analytics and CDPs, customer data platforms.
Exactly. Pulling all your customer info together so you can actually do that deep personalization effectively, continuously optimizing.
Okay, so if we boil it all down for you, the listener, the recipe for success in Thai marketing automation seems to be customer-centric, use AI smartly, and build everything for mobile first, with Line and SMS leading the charge.
That sums it up pretty well. Oh, and the article briefly mentions Thailand's Martech Report 2025 as another resource.
Right. Probably has more detailed data for anyone wanting to go deeper.
Yeah, you'd imagine so. And for folks who want to explore even more, the original piece actually listed contact details, phone, email, website.
Handy.
Plus, it pointed to some related articles on future trends or the shift towards HubSpot inbound marketing there too. So plenty more to dig into.
Definitely. Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive. Thailand, clearly a big growing opportunity for marketing automation. No doubt about it.
Huge potential.
But success isn't about just plugging in what works elsewhere. It really hinges on understanding those local nuances.
Especially Line's dominance. You can't ignore it.
And embracing that conversational, human-centric approach powered by AI.
Absolutely. Which kind of leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it?
What?
Well, thinking about this strong focus on personalization and conversational AI in Thailand, It makes you wonder, how might these trends start influencing automation strategies in other markets, markets that maybe you, our listener, are more familiar with?
That's a great question. Will we see more emphasis on chat and less on email globally?
Could be. It's definitely something interesting to keep an eye on as everything keeps evolving so fast.